Good afternoon and thank you. During his weekly general audience on Ash Wednesday, Pope Leo XIV continued his catechetical series on the Second Vatican Council, turning his attention this week to the dogmatic Constitution Lumen Gentium. In his address to pilgrims gathered at the Vatican, the Pope reflected on the Council's teaching that the Church must be understood as a mystery, one that is both divine in origin and visible in history. He emphasized that the Church is not a human structure, but the tangible manifestation of God's salvific plan. In recent weeks, the Holy Father had focused on the Verbum, the Constitution on Divine Revelation, which he described as among the most significant texts of the Council. That document, he noted, presents God's self-revelation as the loving disclosure of his plan to unite humanity to himself through Jesus Christ. The chairperson of the Malawi Health EVD Network, Mehen Nula Chipeta, has welcomed Executive Order Number 1 of 2026 on health services issued by President Professor Thabit Mutharika, describing it as a bold and long overdue step towards protecting Malawians from corruption in public health facilities. Chipeta says the order sends a strong message that soliciting bribes from patients and redirecting them to private clinics will no longer be tolerated in the public health system. He adds that the network is particularly pleased with the directive that offenders will face summary dismissal and prosecution, as well as a restriction barring public health workers from owning or operating private clinics and pharmacies. The Saulos Klaus Chilima Foundation has organized a fundraising golf tournament in memory of the late Vice President Saus Chilima at the Lilongwe Golf Club on March 28, 2026. Chairperson of the organizing committee of the event, Brian Combes, said in an interview that the memorial tournament seeks to raise funds for medical equipment for patients, especially in strategic district hospitals. He said the tournament will tee off at 8 a.m. and the prize-giving ceremony will start at 4 p.m. He has since appealed for support from various organizations and individuals towards the event and raise funds for the underprivileged. The Center for Democracy and Economic Development Initiatives stated Executive Director Sylvester Namiwa has called on Attorney General Frank Mbeta to address corruption allegations involving a court order he obtained to stop the Anti-Corruption Bureau, ACB, from executing a warrant of arrest. Namiwa made the call on Wednesday during a press briefing in Luntha. He added that failure to do this, Mbeta should step down. He said that the order Mbeta was granted by Judge Zoni Mtaba of Zomba High Court. Namiwa expressed concern that the allegations reflect negatively on Mbeta's integrity and suitability to serve as head of the bar. Lawyer Alexius Kamangila had highlighted the matter, prompting Sidet's call for Mpasa to respond. Mpasa has remained silent on the allegations, which has been seen as an indirect admission of guilt. And in other news, France and Algeria agreed on Tuesday to restart security cooperation during a visit to Algiers by French Interior Minister Laurent Nunez, marking the first sign of a thaw in diplomatic ties. After meeting with President Abdel Majid Tebboune, Nunez said both sides had agreed to reactivate a high-level security cooperation mechanism. This visit took place against a backdrop of thorny relations between France and its former colony, frayed since Paris in 2024 officially backed Moroccan sovereignty over the disputed Western Sahara region, where Algeria supports the pro-independence Polisario Front. And that's all we had for now. I'm Charity Shilanga. Good afternoon.